Okay, everybody, get your graph paper ready and let's make the Deschutes quilt block. Okay, first thing that you want to do is you want to determine how big you want your quilt. And so I know that my daughter, she wanted a queen, and a queen, depending on who you look at, could be anywhere. It's about a 90 by 96. And so in order for these little triangles not to be really, really tiny to hand sew, because I am doing this by hand, I made mine, her quilt will be 100 by 100. And so what I done is each one of these squares is 1. And so for these, so we've got, this will be 2, and it'll be 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So I'm going to do mine 20 by 20. And so you'll take your graph paper and you will draw your line. And so I know that I'm going to have 20 down. So you're just going to have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I know that I'm going to do this. So this is my line. And then you're going to come over. So you just I kind of do my outline of my outside. I'm doing this really fast because I want to get in the video. So I'm going to go ahead and make my square. And I just use pencil because it's just easier to erase, and it just makes it simpler. So we know that this is 1, and so 2 of these is 4. And so I started, even though I know this is not going to be a square here, I just kind of make my little thing, and then I kind of do squares, and then I will erase as I go. And so I know that this one, and you guys can do your own little thing. So this is going to be A up here. So I can take out this, and I can take out this. And this is just kind of, we all do things differently, and I'm just kind of just showing you my way. You guys may have a better way, and that's okay. We're all different. And so I can take out my lines here. So I know that that is going to be, and I label mine. So that is going to be A. And so I know I will color this in, and you can color it in with whatever color you're going to use. We used like a tan color for it's like I think this was called linen was the color for that. And so that is this square here. And then you're going to keep going until you get them all. And so B is we're going to have 3 of those blocks. So 1, 2, 3. And so this would be B right here. And so we'll take out these 2 lines. And it helps when you use colored pencils. Sorry, I didn't mean to scream. It helps when you use colored pencils, and then you can just get that. And so we know we're going to do the same thing on all 4 corners. And so I know that I'm going to use 4 blocks again. So 1, 2. And so it just helps if I draw those in sometimes because the lines just kind of blend together. And so I know that's going to be a B again. This is going to be B. And this is just how, like I said, this is just how I do it. And you can use your line. You can use a ruler if you want to use a ruler. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But I just kind of go with it. And this is A. And then we're going to do on this side. And so we got to remember how many blocks we have that are. And so this is going to be my A. This will be A. And then we have B. I'm going to pause this and go ahead and get the other. Okay, like I said, you can label these whatever you want to label these. And so next I'm going to do this section here. So I know I've got 4 blocks here and 4 blocks here. There's 4 and there's 4. So we automatically know we need to come down in half of this, half this. And you're going to do this on all of your corners. Oops, I went too far on that one. You just got to kind of play around with it. And I know my lines are not perfect. Nothing is perfect, but I'm doing this for video too, so it makes it a little harder. And so then I know also, and I'm going off of mine, not the picture, but anyway, I know I'm going to cut these in half, and this is going to be one color, and this is going to be another color. So I know I'm going to have to draw a line in between for both of those. And so I know that is H. H is my triangle browns or linen. And this here was K. And so I hope this is helping you. And so you will just keep going on like we have C here. So C is this right here. And you just keep until you get one made. And see, C will be here. And you'll do the same thing here. And then we have C. Now, how do I determine how my size? Okay, so I know I'd be here forever if I drew this whole thing out for you, but as I determine my size, I know I'm going to do 2.5. So, whoops. So I know each one of these is going to be, the width here is going to be 2.5. This from here to here. Now from the length, I know that each one of these are 2.5. So I know each one of these you're going to sew, so your half will be gone. So 2, 4, 2, 4. Hang on a minute. Got to do this again. 2, 4, 6, 8. So I know that's going to be 8.5 this way. And I am doing this on a video. And the one thing that the little ladies taught me, that like when you have your triangles, if you're doing 2.5 and you know this has got to be 2.5, do 2 7/8. And then it will come out in the end. And I've never had a problem with that. And so I've always done that. So every 4 is 2.5. So we know B, this is 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. So then this here is going to be 6.5 by 2.5. So this will be 6.5, and then this way will be 2.5. And so just like this, C is going to be 6.5 by 2.5. G, you've got 4, so you know that's going to be 2.5 by 2.5. F is going to be 2.5 by 2.5. Then we know the H and J is going to be 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. And then you will cut that in half, like you will cut a full square of this color and then cut it in half. But you will measure it 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. And so, anyway, I hope this helps you. This one here will be 4.5 by 2.5. D will. So, and then I do little diagrams, but you can, and then I mark all my pieces. Let me pause this a minute. And then I mark all my pieces with the letter that goes, and that just helps me keep track. And then I do little samples of how I'm going to put the block together. So me personally, I am making each one of these blocks first, the outer blocks, and then I will come in and I will do the middle. So I hope that helps. And then in the long run, this is what you get. And this is the block that I'm making. These are the colors that she picked out. You can do any colors that you want, but you might want to do lighter to darker. But like I said, these are her wedding colors, and this is what she picked out. I hope this tutorial helps. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. You guys have a wonderful day. God bless.